It's the Playhouse Podcast with Kat and JJ.
Can't believe it. I missed everything.
Miss the show?
What am I going to do?
Check out the Daily Podcast.
Maybe you're in that situation where your husband or your wife, your loved one gains a couple of pounds and you genuinely want them to be healthier. How do you approach that conversation? Can you say, hey, you were Princess Leia, now you're Jabba the Hutt? Probably not. You've got to hear this coming up in a couple of seconds. We were all shocked when this went down on Monday's live show. Here comes the podcast. Good morning. I'm JJ. Kat's here too.
So as I was going throughout my weekend, I noticed a trend. And that trend was I was meeting people that were coupled up with someone that had a name that sounded like theirs. Like I met a Matt and a Pat. So she was a Patricia, a Matt and Pat. And then I met a Jay and a Faye. And I was like, oh, I wonder how many, people out there are matching. And you thought I was thinking like Joe and Joe, Joe.
Well, I have a lot of people commenting on social media. Alex and Alex. My mom was Roberta. My dad was Robert. It was Rob and Rob.
Okay.
And Taylor Lautner and Taylor Lautner, his wife.
Yeah, that one is a little trippy. Caitlin says 2 Sams from my high school got married. And I said 2 a Daniel and a Danielle got married from my high school.
Melissa, who in your life fits this?
So my grandparents, they were both a Pat and a Pat. So it was Patricia and Patrick.
Oh my gosh, funny. Did they both go by Pat
Yeah.
or what? Okay. That's really confusing.
Yes, both of them were Pat.
And when everybody would see him, they'd be like, hey, Pat and Pat.
Yep. We actually have a adopt the highway sign for them, and it says Pat and Pat.
I like
That's
that.
cute. Where is that?
Yeah. So it's by Danube.
Oh, yeah, I know where that is. Who picks up the garbage?
Not me. Just my cousin.
You're like, it wasn't my idea to adopt it.
I've never been invited.
Well, you have to be invited to pick up your own trash.
I guess.
You're just not answering the phone. You're like, my cousin's calling again.
No,
Yeah.
And this didn't become
I'm working. No.
This didn't become a thing in your family where everybody wanted kind of the same name?
Yeah, kind of, but
You could have married a Mel.
I could have.
Yeah.
I could have, yes.
I was kind of thinking of the women
And
in my
my
life.
last name is,
Go ahead.
I was Melissa Melvin, so
Melly Mel.
Mel.
You're Melly Mel.
Yep.
So I was thinking like my wife could have never found anybody.
Yeah.
Trish or Trisha. Nothing really rhymes or goes with that. My sister could have never found anyone. Tanya.
I was with a Matt. So Matt and Kat,
Man Cat.
I guess. Oh, I didn't
there
even
it
think about
is.
that.
I think they're all over. You just really probably have never been alerted to
You could
it,
have a
though.
Chris and a Chris, like a CH and a K. So you could
Or
have that.
Christine's, Chris and a Chris.
Yep.
It could be spelled the exact. I mean, you could. Yeah, I mean, if they could both be Chris on the birth certificate and have the same last name, that's
The
good stuff.
possibilities are endless.
I like Pat and Pat, though. That's my favorite so far. Thanks, Mel.
yeah, thank you.
Have a great morning. Anybody else know somebody like this? I would like to know if it's gone further and it's ran like through your family.
Yeah.
Like you were a Chris and a Chris or a Pat and a Pat, and then your son married
Who was that AI singer? Philip Phillips?
Philip.
I was so mad at his parents
His
for doing
parents
that.
had 8 billion names. I mean, you could have
What
even
is
went
the
with
deal?
Mohammed or anything else, and it
Philip
would have been better than
Phillips.
Philip Phillips.
Awful.
What were you doing so much this weekend that you ran into all these people with matching names?
I was at an event with 400 people. Then I went to church. Then we went to Willie's. And then, I didn't even think about your parents, Gary and Mary. That's funny.
I always thought it was weird because it rhymed, but we came from a really small town, and I think choices are a little bit limited. Margie texted in. She said, my husband and I were Mark and Margie. Does that work?
No, it doesn't. But Noah says Randy and Candy.
That's
Yes,
a good one. I like that.
That works.
So either you've got the same exact name, like it's Joe and Joe, Kelly and Kelly. We're just heard about Pat and Pat, or it's kind of rhymey and it's sing-songy. I would have a problem with it. It would be one of those things that would probably get annoying after a while.
Yeah. I think the same name would be very difficult.
And I think that's what my mom always went by Mary Ann, but I do remember kind of seeing her give the side eye to people who would be like, oh, it's Gary and Mary.
Oh.
And she'd be like, it's Mary Ann. She would do that so
The
often.
name's Judith.
She would always go, especially professionally, when she got further into her career, if people called her Mary, she had no problem calling out like governors and senators. If they'd introduce her,
Mary Ann.
she'd be speaking at the Capitol and they'd be like, and it's Mary.
Yeah.
And she'd go, actually, it's Mary Ann.
Yeah.
And she would try and be nice about it, but there
Did
was
she
that.
have a middle name?
Anne, but she always went by Mary Ann.
Oh,
right.
okay.
And but she would stop you and kindly and confidently go, "It's Mary Ann," like to the point where it would make you feel bad.
Yeah.
But there's no rebuttal to that. You can't come back from that
You
other than
say,
saying, "I'm sorry."
Will do. Sounds good.
Noted. Thank you, Mary.
So we've talked often about how pampered your dog is, Addison, how I think full wardrobe working with or like ready for
Sometimes
seasons.
it depends on how. The thing is, it's a process. The dog doesn't like it, much like I don't like seeing a dog in clothing. Like this is just a couple generation descendant from a wolf.
Mm-hmm.
It's furry. It's fine. My wife, though, when she decides to dress it, you can tell the dog is uncomfortable. So it doesn't get like full wardrobe all the time. But when my wife has like a day off, then the dog is in trouble.
Yeah. Whether it's wardrobe or it's like that new camera where you can check in. And then if they do a trick in front of the camera, you can like press a button and a treat will pop out of a machine.
That's ridiculous.
It is insane. I do believe you should leave on like some music or the TV.
My wife
I think
prefers to leave our
fine.
show on, or she'll leave our podcast on.
Yeah.
Because she's of the impression that the dog is going to be happier if
proud.
it hears my voice, right?
I was reading though, like if you have an uber pampered pet, you might want to get in on this nationwide contest to find the most pampered pet in the U.S. I want to know if you want to text in how pampered your pet is. Maybe you have an example that you can take a photo of right now. Maybe it's like the Mac Daddy cat tree or a luxurious dog bed. Maybe you have those dumb carpeted stairs that go from the floor to your bed. To make sure that the dog can get up there with its little legs. But the winner will get a year premium membership to Trusted House Sitters worth $399. So you could take advantage of their services.
Our dog has now hit some record peaks in its life. We have acreage, and the dog can wander really anywhere she wants to go, right? She can go into the water. She can chase the geese or the ducks, the squirrels, the rabbits, the raccoon. I mean, it's
what a life.
Yeah, it really doesn't have any limits. But now our dog, because my wife gives it a treat every time it comes in. Our dog will sit by the door, go outside, look around, and then come back in.
Okay.
Because it wants another treat. Because my wife is, there are boxes of things being delivered for our dog weekly.
Mm-hmm.
And this thing has got to that point now. Also, my wife, I don't know why, but she's such a heavy snorer and roller overer.
Sure.
Like she does this like
your wife or the dog?
No, my wife. So I've said the dog, I don't care where the dog sits, just not in the bed. I don't want the dog in the bed. There's one spot. It's 4 feet by 6 feet that is still sacred in my home. And I don't want the dog in the bed because sometimes it'll get in the water and it's kind of stinky and stuff like that.
Gross.
And it's just, I don't want the dog in the bed. So Easter morning, the one day I can sleep in past 5 a.m., my wife goes into a coughing fit, does a barrel roll into a snore, right? I thought our home was being invaded by ice. Like it felt like that. So I'm up at 3 a.m. on the one day I can sleep till like past 5.
Yeah.
I get up, I go downstairs, I start watching Sports Center. Immediately the dog comes down, has to go out. So I let the dog out. Then the dog wants to go back upstairs, and I'd shut the door so my wife could sleep because I'm a good, courteous human being. And that dog walks in, looks back at me, and as I'm shutting the door, I hear,
oh, excuse you, sir.
No, and I knew the dog was doing something other than laying on the floor instead of its 2 or 3 beds it has.
Yeah.
And I open the door quietly and closely, and that dog is laying on my side of the bed.
Yeah.
And I just stared at it, and it got up and got down. Like it knows better, but my wife enables it. It's like
when you're not there, that is her spot. So that's probably they probably talk like when this man's not home. Don't do stuff like this.
I've got a good sniffer, and I don't smell the dog on my bed yet. But when it happens, then the dog is on another level.
Yeah,
I'm going to make it stay downstairs.
Yeah, you know that old trend where it's like we say something and we don't judge. I completely, if I see. We have a radio guy that we both know, and he'll post on his Facebook page him in bed with 5 of their massive dogs. And I can smell that picture. I can smell how gross that is.
Hey, good morning and welcome in. It's Kat and JJ. So you have wine club or book club, and You decide you're going to get a little after it because it falls on a Friday night. You call your husband to come pick you up, and about an hour later, after you had some chicken nugs in the air fryer and maybe one or two more cocktails at home because you hadn't had enough, you lay down, you get the bed spins, and it's going to happen, and you can't make it to the toilet, or maybe you got the flu and your 13-year-old just is puking his guts out. What are they throwing up into?
An orange bucket with trick-or-treat cartoons.
So it's a Halloween pail.
But it's also, don't ever come to my house for trick-or-treating. Don't ever eat chicken wings because I marinate the chicken wings in them.
Oh, you marinate the chicken wings in the same bucket you throw up in.
Such a good toss bucket that, we do that. We puke in it. We've soaked our feet in it. Halloween candy. What else? We put hot water in it and steamed our face over it, put a towel over our face.
Now that you're saying this, do you realize how nasty
it is? It is very gross, but it gets washed in like scalding hot water every single time. But that is what that bucket has gone through.
So over the Easter weekend, I'm doing a little cleaning. I had to replace a battery in my son's key fob for his car. And so I'm kind of in our little pantry storage area. And that's where the puke bucket was. And I had looked at it's an old ice cream pail from, for sure, the 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing has made the moves with my wife and I think it predates our marriage. And I'm like, this is such a nasty, nasty thing. And so as I'm throwing it out, my daughter's back for Easter break. And she goes, what are you doing? And I said, I got to throw this away. I can't have this in my home anymore. What are we going to puke in? And I'm like, how about...
Your grown daughter is wondering where she's going to puke now because she only has one option.
We get to the toilet. And she goes, oh, you've never been on the toilet and had to throw up? And I'm like, that's a good point. You ever been stuck in that situation?
I always bring a puke bucket to the toilet because, listen, I've had a child. And every time I
Do you put that behind you then?
What?
Do you put that behind?
I put that in front of me. And then I don't want to pee my pants. Like, it's not something I want to do. So
I'm convinced that most of us have a dedicated bucket or bowl that we use to throw up in. We don't now, and I'm going to have to designate another one. But I think I'm just going to use like an old Home Depot bucket from the garage. I'm going to, pressure spray that out.
Ones?
Yeah, pressure spray that out.
That's a lot of puke.
I know, but I'm trying to discourage our family from throwing up. Like, can you hold it in till the morning and then get in the shower or, use the toilet? But I couldn't believe how much of a problem. My daughter goes, that's been part of my entire life.
She has an emotional connection to this thing.
You're emotionally attached to the puke bucket. Will you call and just describe yours for us? If you have a dedicated bucket, barrel, canister. We talked to Frankie a couple of seconds ago. She just got like a small white kind of bathroom garbage pail, and she uses that. I want to know what you're throwing up into. If you're from the Midwest, you have an old Kemp's ice cream bucket, likely vanilla or chocolate, that your parents probably gave to you or you learned from your parents. This is where you puke.
Yeah. And it's gone through a lot. It maybe catches minnows in the summertime.
Yeah, right.
Or you put some pasta salad in it. There's been puke in it. There's just been a ton of stuff in it that there shouldn't have been.
CLR, you know what that is? Calcium lime rust. You take the shower heads off and you let them soak in there so it gets all the calcium off.
God, yeah.
That's been used for it at my house, and I threw it away. I was taking it out to the garbage, and my daughter, who was home for Easter break, goes, what are you doing with that? And I go, I got to throw this away. This is so nasty. Have you ever heard the old Kevin Nealon bit where he talks about the same bowl you put popcorn in for your guests when they come over to your house is the same bowl you puked in less than 3 nights ago?
You should probably always think that. Like, I wonder what has come before that. You should have just gifted it to Reagan.
And yours right now is the same bowl you will toss your chicken wings in and soak your feet in.
And give candy to kids. Fill it up with candy because it's a trick-or-treat bowl, but it really is, it's so durable. So
I asked people, what does theirs look like? The majority of people commenting are using old ice cream pails.
Okay.
And I guess we haven't ever got, I can't remember the last time we got a big gallon of ice cream. My wife likes getting 2 or 3 smaller ones, like a pint.
Options.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Something like that. Jen, you want to tell us about yours?
We just moved. And so I was getting rid of all these buckets or like Like something to bring a fruit salad in, I guess, maybe.
But you don't necessarily have a dedicated puke bucket right now.
Well, I do now because I donated everything, but I kept one for a puke bucket.
And you said it's like you do fruit salad in it?
Yeah, it's like a really big plastic bowl. Like it has a lid.
You ever fill that up?
No. Well, maybe. I had champagne once on a party bus, and that was pretty rough the next morning.
Party buses will get you every time, man.
Yeah, and we chased it with like Jack Daniels. Chase champagne with Jack Daniels is not a good idea.
More tickets to see our bud Ed Sheeran at US Bank Stadium this summer. We'll give those away at 7:05 Tuesday morning. Of course, a crack at the Secret Sound during the 7 o'clock hour. Cat's Cash Cube. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. We've got a ton of money to give away. So join us for our live show as we put a cap on the podcast now. DM comes from Nick.
All right, so it came in over the weekend, and you haven't seen it yet. So I'm going to read it to you. I want your first initial feeling. If you have a feeling that maybe can help Nick out, or I don't know. All right, so he wrote, my wife and I have been together for a few years, and up until recently, I thought that things were solid. Out of nowhere, she sat me down. She told me that if I didn't lose weight, she wasn't sure that she could stay in this relationship. It wasn't framed as a concern for my health. It was more like it sounded like an ultimatum for my appearance. I can't stop thinking about it. Made me very self-conscious in a way that I've never felt before. Part of me wonders that if I should try to lose weight just to keep the relationship, while another part of me feels really hurt and kind of angry that she now seems conditional. And even if I do lose weight, we're both going to start to look old as we go on throughout our years. Then what? And it's so true. It's like you get together, you start dating because you're attracted to each other. And then you start to get a little comfortable and you guys start eating out more and you get a little squishy, and it happens to a lot of couples. I don't think that there are more couples that stay fit together than get fat together.
Well, I mean, look at our country right now. I mean, we're the most obese we ever have been. So, I mean, that's a fair and true statement. I mean, you can definitely try and keep fit, but you're in the minority right now. I do really bad with ultimatums. If my wife was to sit me down and picture and propose it this way, yeah, I'd be like, there's the door. Peace.
You would not.
Absolutely. Now, do I want to be healthy? Of course. Do I want to live as long as possible? Yes. Do I want to be as active as possible? Of course. But if you sat me down and said, listen, if you don't lose weight, I'm probably not going to find you attractive anymore, then I would be like, deuces. That's it. It's over. You can't propose that to somebody.
And this is a very sensitive topic. So when she started talking about it, did his brain go right to, she thinks I'm an ugly fat pig?
Yeah, that's exactly what he thought.
And maybe she did have an underlying worry of health conditions. Maybe.
Then lead with that.
Lead with, I want you around for a long time.
Nick, I love our family. I want it to be like this as long as possible. Any chance we could dial in your diet so that you're a little healthier?
Yeah.
Or, hey, can we start going to the gym and you're going to be able to be active with our grandkids? Like, those are the kind of conversations you have. You don't just say, if you don't lose a couple pounds, I'm probably not going to love you for you anymore. And that's horrible.
It does not sound like they've been together for a long time. Like they've only been married for a few years, and then this has already started to shake the boat. I don't know, Nick. I mean, you're already walking around your home where you should feel the most comfortable, feeling like you need to cover up. Unless you get motivated from this. And then you're going to be with somebody that's like, see, I told you, you got into shape. Don't you feel better? She could have done it in a different way.
I don't.
She could have done it.
I'm not going to tell anyone to break off
way.
a relationship by any means, but this wouldn't bode well with me at all.
Yeah, but it's so true. It's like you're both going to be so old. You're both going to be going number 2 in your diapers together.
Hopefully.
You're going to be old and wrinkly and saggy. And then what? So...
how would you react to this? Can you recap this from Nick real quick?
It makes me not so much angry, but sad. So he had DM'd us on our Facebook and he said, my wife and I have been together for a few years. And up until recently, I thought things were solid. Out of nowhere, she sat me down and told me that if I didn't lose weight, she wasn't sure that she could stay in this relationship. It wasn't framed as a concern for my health. It was an ultimatum about my appearance. I can't stop thinking about it. I'm very self-conscious right now. Part of me wonders if I should even try to lose weight just to keep the relationship. Another part of me feels very hurt that she has now seemed conditional with her love. And he just says, even if I do lose weight, we're going to both start looking old. You know, the longer we're married, then what?
If you don't have kids, I'd bounce.
Really?
If somebody gave me that ultimatum, Jenna had texted, looks like the garbage is trying to take itself out.
I honestly think if this is the first time that she's talking to him about it, she went about it the wrong way. It should only have been focused on his health. If he has gained that much weight in 3 years, then you need to help him. Like, that's what a partnership is all about. So is she a true partner?
Hey, Henry, I appreciate you holding. Have you been through anything like this?
I had to have a similar talk. I mean, it was not easy. Right?
With your wife?
So my kids were 5 years old, and she still kept on a lot of the weight. And one of the simple things is, just running around the house. She couldn't keep up with them. She's out of breath. But at the same time, there's a reason why we had a kid. I was very, attracted to her, and I just don't see another kid coming without some change. So I had to sit her down and just let her know that this isn't what I signed up for. I married you for who you were before. Now, Job of the Hutt. I don't know.
Oh, Jesus.
No. Did he just say Job of the Hutt?
Oh, my God.
You did not just go there.
Okay, I get all of this, but you actually had this sit down. How did she respond to this?
Listen, we were huge Star Wars fans, so I just told her, I was like, listen, you were Princess Leia, and
even JJ has his hands in his face right now.
Yeah, I get where this is all going, but I mean, how did she respond? That's what I want to know. Did she take it to heart? Did she change her habits? Was she pissed? What was her response?
Oh, I mean, she was pissed for about a month or two, but
Jesus.
At the same time, I told her I'd go to the gym with her and do everything with her so that she wasn't alone.
So why didn't you just do that? Why did you have to say the analogy from Princess Leia to Jabba the Hutt? Why couldn't you say, hey, I think we both need to get on the health kick?
I think you're lucky to still be married.
I think so, too. That's crazy. All right, so the crew of the Artemis 2 rocket talk about being in space, and I know that they're monitored all the time. I wonder if they're bickering yet, but overall, it's been a great experience.
Well, first and foremost, we all wanted to give a shout out to our families first because we are pretty far from Earth and we have not gotten to say hi to them yet. But there was a moment where Mission Control Houston reoriented our spacecraft as the sun was setting behind the Earth. And I don't know what we all expected to see in that moment, but you could see the entire globe from pole to pole. You could see Africa, Europe, and if you looked really close, you could see the northern lights. It was the most spectacular moment, and it paused all four of us in our tracks.
I bet. It's got to be just...
You know what paused me in my tracks? Victor Glover with his shirt off, wiping his body down on the Artemis. What? This guy.
Do you know that that's Danny Glover's son?
It is not.
Yes, it is. The actor from Lethal Weapon.
Liar. You cannot even keep a straight face, but he was ready to go. He was pretty fit.
Okay.
To head on up
Hands
there.
on the table.
Last night, went to Grandma and Grandpa's, made them an Easter feast, which was they just wanted their panda heated up. And so
it's not like traditional ham and potatoes and everything like that.
I was going to. I said, what can I bring you? You want rotisserie chicken, some mashed potatoes, some green beans? They said, no, we have some panda in the fridge. We're really excited to have it. Chinese food is better reheated.
Yeah,
and so
what did Grandma and Grandpa go with? Is it General Tso?
It was like a chicken lo mein.
Ooh.
And so, yeah, I videotaped her. I love videotaping her eating because the noises are so funny. And then
they're in their upper 90s. They don't care anymore. Manners are out the door.
They don't care at all. Well, Grandpa wasn't very hungry, so I gave him an Ensure and told him to go crazy with that. And then she and I sat upstairs, and she just always talks about just weird stories. And it took her, no joke, I gave her 6 grapes, really large grapes. And it took her about 20 minutes to eat the grapes. Each grape dedicated maybe 3 or 4 minutes.
She was so busy visiting.
Well, yeah. Well, most of it was just little chews. And I go, are you done? I said, you have been chewing on that specific grape for like 8 minutes. And she was like, don't tell me how to eat my grapes. So did that, cleaned up the house a little bit, got Grandpa ready for bed. And then I got home and Derek had grilled out some T-bones.
Ooh.
He went shopping in his mom's deep freezer. They bought a cow. And are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Those things are really causing you some problems.
just
Your
adjusting.
contacts.
It's okay. Keep going.
You're going a little cross-eyed. Anyway, and then we watched a new Love on the Spectrum and went to bed. So
I ordered my suit for my son's wedding.
Yeah, what color?
It's like a dark blue, navy blue kind of thing.
Nice.
And I'm thinking I'm probably close. Like he's got a really good group of friends in his groomsmen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like the only one that's ordered a suit so far, and they're getting married at the end of July.
Really?
Like nobody else has come in there, so I had to kind of light the fire under him. I'm like, hey, you got to get your boys in here. They got to get measured up.
Yeah.
But it took less than 15 minutes,
Wow.
and I was in and out.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is awesome. Like, it was so quick and easy. And I've never actually, like, I'm at the age where I probably should have owned a dozen suits by now. But because of the job I have, my other job is coaching high school athletics. So it's not like I need suits for anything. So, like, I have a suit jacket. But, like, this is my first real suit.
I think you've only had one suit jacket as long as I've
two.
known you.
I've
Oh,
had
so
two.
you have the corduroy
Yeah,
one.
I have one that's kind of velvety.
Yeah.
And I've always liked that one because it's good because it's for like winter gigs. And then
Yeah.
I have one that's for like nicer gigs, like weddings and funerals and stuff like that. But I've never purchased an entire suit
Yeah.
before. And I
What
felt
are the pants tapered like? Are they skinny?
a little bit like they're tight in my thighs and at my calves.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, these are made for little boys. Like these aren't made for men who have spent any time in the gym at all.
Yeah.
And so they'll rip for sure that night. So I'll have a backup pair. But it's so weird when your first kid, everything is coming together. And he and his fiance came over for Easter dinner, and we're talking about wedding stuff. And I just sat there for a couple of minutes, just. Like, it is so odd when you remember the first moments you bring them home in that car seat.
Yeah.
And then now to see them, like, preparing to start a family by themselves. It is a very, very
I bet.
weird moment. And until you go through it, you really don't understand. It's not like it's overly emotional. My wife will be very emotional. But I'm excited for him to start his new life and like, be just an individual. And he kind of always has been, but it's weird when they don't need you anymore.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of a weird thing, too. But I'm very, very excited to see what's happening. And just to see, like, everything that's going to go into that one day, and then boom, off they are.
Yeah.
Luckily, he like works 5 minutes away from me, so it's not.
I
that
don't
big of a
think
deal.
they're going to be far.
I don't think so either.
Think
and
so.
they're both our families are right here, so it's not that big of a deal. Tell me something good. Dad, you start us.
All right, so we're going to start with a 73-year-old in South Carolina, lucky to be alive. His name is Steve, and thankfully, there were two strangers nearby. His truck had started on fire.
I knew if I didn't get out, I was going to die and burn up alive. Truck flipped with me, and it throwed me all around the truck. The smoke was coming from under the hood and through the dash to pull me out of a burning vehicle, and they risked their life to save my life.
Very cool.
There was a guy in the middle of the highway yesterday as I was headed to Grandma and Grandpa's, and he had gotten out of his car to help this teen that the car had just stopped working at a stoplight and very, very, very busy intersection. And he got out and he pushed this kid to safety.
There's good people.
There
out
are so many good people. So that is what's good.
Tell me something good. How about you on a personal level? What's good?
Well, what's good is had a great conversation with my grandma as she ate some chicken lo mein yesterday. And it's just those times when you slow down. And even though I wanted to get up and do stuff around her house and everything like that, just to like sit there, and I even videotaped just a few moments just for myself in the future. But she was talking about why she learned Spanish back in the day.
Is she fluent now? Does she remember a lot of it? No.
No. But I had said, do you want some more water? Una más agua. She goes,
See?
I know some Spanish. And then she forgot what we were talking about. But I mean, it was still just like a really sweet moment that you savor. That is what's good.
Tell me something good. I hit Grandma with the una más agua, and
she didn't know it was coming.
She gave me the look. It's so wrong to do to a 97-year-old person.
But she's traveled this world 3 times. I'm like,
no.
But she knew. She was like,
spent the last 40 years in St. Francis.
I studied Spanish. I know. So.
Who does that? For me, on a personal level, what's good is my daughter is back on Easter break. from college. And before they start TAMSAC, which is, do you know what that is?
No.
TAMSAC is based on...
Sounds really dirty.
So Jesus spent 40 days and 40 nights in the desert, right? Kids at St. John's and St. Ben's spend 40 nights drinking.
Got it.
So it's loosely based on a Christ-like...
An homage.
Living your life very Christ-like.
Okay.
But she's got the day off today. She doesn't have class, so her and my wife... she's going to do her doctorate program at St. Scholastica in Duluth. So they're driving up there to take a look at her new apartment and the neighborhood and stuff like that,
nice.
which is so weird. I did radio in Duluth, Minnesota for 6 years, and my daughter will be living literally 2 blocks away from where she was brought home from the hospital.
Oh, wow.
On her pursuit of her doctorate degree. That's just such a
full
small
circle, yeah.
small world thing. So